22,000 subscribers. I hit that number a few days ago and I have you guys to thank for that, as well as a bunch of other people, a bunch of other YouTubers and friends and everyone that's helped and supported me along the way. There is no way I could ever have got to this point without good friends and good people here, both in the retro gaming community and outside of the retro gaming community, helping me and supporting me. And I want to give back as much as I can. And I have done these shout out videos in the past, but it's been a while since I've done one. In fact, the last time was when I hit 10,000 subscribers. In the last few months, in the last several months, I have come across many channels that are still way too small, that don't have nearly enough subs to represent the quality of their content. And this community is all about growth. It's all about sharing and helping and nurturing and video games and having a good time. And there is no way that I could have got where I was without the support of bigger channels, without Retro Liberty giving me shout outs, without Game Chasers, without Gamester81, without Metal Jesus, Alpha Omega Sin, without Scott Squatch, all these channels, all these much bigger channels, especially back when I had 5,000 and less subscribers, giving me these shout outs and giving me a chance to rise in this community. Without them, I wouldn't be where I am today, and a lot of you wouldn't even have heard of me. And I'm sure a lot of you watching this can remember where you heard of me, and it was most likely from one of those channels I just mentioned. And the reason why those channels decided to shout me out, other than hopefully they enjoyed my content, was because I supported them too. I loved their work, and I always had done. I had reached out to them a few times, I had met them at conventions, but for the most part, I had supported them. I had left positive comments on their videos, I had shared their videos, I had liked their videos, I had shown support for what they do on YouTube, and acknowledged them and let them know that I do what I do because of them. There are channels that I'm going to be talking about today that have done the exact same thing for me, and I can't stand by and not give them a chance to grow. Now that I'm in some kind of position of power, albeit small amongst the world of YouTube, but greater in the world of retro gaming on YouTube, I have a bit of a following here now, thanks to you guys watching this, and I want to be able to do the exact same thing that these people did for me. I want to be able to give back. But I urge you guys to check out these channels today. If you don't even intend to sub, just go check them out. See what they're about. See if you like what they're about. And if you do like them, give them a sub. I would like all of these channels that are under 1,000 to hit 1,000, all of these channels that are above 1,000 to at least hit 1,500 from this video, but just share them. Share the word, share the channels. I'm about to show you guys some great underrated content on YouTube today, and I would really appreciate it if you guys check them out. First up, we have a channel that I discovered very recently called 8-Bit Brody, and I instantly fell in love with this channel. I don't even remember how I put a post up on Facebook actually, and if you have me on Facebook, feel free to scroll through all 200 of those channels and see if you like any of them. But I had a look at a few of them, and 8-Bit Brody had me laughing, crying in stitches almost immediately. His video at Too Many Games 2016, interviewing people like Pro Jared and Justin from Silvermania and Shane from Re-Res, I was literally crying. That was one of the best and funniest videos I've seen done. Probably the funniest video I've seen done at a retro video game convention.
Jared, how does it feel to be the most miserable man on YouTube?
I mean, it's not great, but you know.
So what's the line for?
Nostalgia critic.
Is he good?
Yeah.
Good. Re-Res. Now, Shane, do you like shitty and obscure games because you yourself are shitty and obscure?
Since then, I also went on to watch a video where he took a copy of Double Dribble for the NES to a swap meet and tried to see how far he could go trading it for value to go up and up and up. He eventually managed to get Flintstones boxed complete. Pretty sure that was fake, but for a while there, he was actually doing pretty well at realistically moving on up and having to take steps back. It was a really interesting video. And finally, recently he put out a review on a video game, that a PS3 sports game that there's only 9 copies of in existence right now, and it was a really great quality review.
Rumor has it that a lone employee at a large retail electronics store found a few copies of NBA Elite that had fallen off the back of a truck. He gave a copy to every friend he has, and now only 9 copies exist. Literally 9! Look at Wikipedia! 9 copies of a AAA sports title made by EA. There is only 1 copy on eBay right now, and it's disc only. Current asking price? $3,500 United States dollars. And I have a complete one, and I'm going to review it.
So that's 3 really interesting styles of video on this channel that is a fairly new channel, but you can tell that he's passionate about what he does, committed to what he does, and I expect great things from this channel, and I want to help this channel produce some great things. But he's a really funny, quirky, funky looking dude, and I highly recommend you check out 8-Bit Brody, and seriously, watch this video and laugh your ass off like I did. It's freaking hilarious. Now, one thing I wanted to do with this shout out video is make sure that I shouted out channels that I had never talked about before on my channel, not even hinted at or referenced or even said the name of. And for the most part, it's because a lot of these channels I hadn't heard of until too recently, but also because, and it hadn't really ever come up organically. But someone that I have been friends with on YouTube for probably a year or 2 now and never actually found anywhere to promote him is Phil from Arcade Regimen, whose quality has been getting better and better and better and better over recently. And his reviews, his pass or play reviews, while they are probably too short for my liking, he is putting a lot of them out and they are really great quality. He does some fantastic voiceover work and reviewing work, and he has some fantastic editing.
Let's go! A banjo adventure on the go definitely had me excited as a kid. The story is kind of intriguing with the time travel and taking away Kazooie from you. It definitely catches you right off the bat. For an adventure platformer on the Game Boy Advance, I feel it's great, and Banjo-Kazooie Grunty's Revenge gets the PGP rating of Play It.
I recommend you check out those videos, as well as he did a pretty funny video on preaching Hyrule, preaching the Zelda gospel out on the streets of wherever he lives.
We are spreading the word about the good book of Zelda.
Jake, have you played any of the Zelda games? Do you know the history of Hyrule?
Yeah, I do. The Legend of Zelda taught me how to read, actually.
Taught you how to read, see? Another one saved. Praise Hyrule. All we ask is you shed your masks. Only be who you truly are on the inside.
There is a hero in every single one of us. Oh, yeah, is this happening? Yes! There it is right there! That's what we like to see. Is there a hero inside of you?
A hero inside of him.
Is there a hero inside of you?
I believe so.
And that was actually really well made and really funny as well. But I've seen some great stuff from Phil, and spoiler alert, I've actually been in talks with him for trying to do some videos together. I want to try and get him editing for my channel here and there where he can. Just while I'm a little bit busy, a bit bogged down with work or anything like that, he can help me get out a video. That's how much I like his editing. He's a super nice guy, super positive in the community. He comments on everyone's stuff, everyone on YouTube. He's there commenting, liking, subscribing. He's a fantastic positive force in the community. And right now he's doing 64 days of live streaming of Nintendo 64 games for charities. And each week he's doing a different charity.
So for 64 days, I'm hoping we can raise some money, raise some awareness through gaming, so that we can get some funds for children's charities. There's a bunch of good ones. There's the Ronald McDonald House Kids. There's like suicide preventions, like just different orphanages and places like that just, they need funds, they need help, they need awareness. And through gaming, I'm hoping that we can do this.
So I'm gonna make sure that tonight, when this video comes out on Wednesday, I'm gonna be in his live stream, and you can come have a chat. You can come type and say hi, and make sure to donate some money. I think right now it's to the Ronald McDonald House Foundation, which is actually a really good foundation. I actually went and worked there for a little bit when I was in America and did some free volunteer for the house. So it's actually a really good organization, and I recommend, I'll be donating some money in that stream, and you should too. But make sure to check out Phil, like, comment, subscribe. Next up we have Satinology, a channel that I discovered recently, and his reviews remind me a lot of GameSack actually. Not so much in the way that he reviews, but his style, his voice, his presentation, his editing, his cuts, it's all very similar to something that you would see on a GameSack type show.
What happens when you take Outrun and try to make it into a Saturday morning cartoon? Probably get something that we would frown upon today, but instead, we got Outrunners. Released in arcades in 1992, Outrunners is an over-the-top competitive take on the Outrun formula that expands upon pretty much everything that made the original a classic. It's got more tracks, more cars, and more songs than the original, but there's something else to Outrunners that elevated to a higher stature than most racing games of its kind.
It's very basic, very straightforward, very clear cut. Here's a video game, here's me reviewing it. but it's done in a really relaxing manner with just some great editing. And I just highly recommend you check out his channel, give him a listen, and give him a chance. And you never know what's gonna, if we support these channels, you never know where they're gonna end up in the future. Next up, Brazel the gamer. What Brazel might lack in camera presentation, he makes up for an on-screen presence. This guy is extremely articulate, very eloquent in the way he speaks. He knows what he's talking about. You can tell he knows what he's talking about. You can tell he's passionate about video games. And he has some damn great reviews up on YouTube right now for you to check out.
As a one-player game, it's still a lot of fun. It's definitely not the flashiest shmup out there, but I'd say it's still a good game worth the money. The gameplay is pretty standard. You fly through a number of planets and star fields, blasting your way through fish-themed enemies and bosses. Power-ups are plentiful and useful. The game is pretty forgiving as far as shmups go.
Plus he has some really great editing. When I first started watching his channel and I saw just the initial camera angle, I was kind of put off and I wasn't too sure how I feel about that. And Brazel, if you're watching this, I might want to fix that, get some lights. But as soon as he gets dived into the review and as soon as you start listening to what he's saying, the guy knows what he's talking about. He knows his stuff, and he's a really interesting fellow to watch on the YouTube. So again, if you like watching reviews from people who know what they're talking about, that are edited and presented really well, Brazel the gamer is another great channel to check out. Rewind Mike, and they actually kind of like that YouTube handle actually, has a really cool series on the NES years. Sort of like it kind of reminds me of Screw Attack's NES gaming throughout the years thing, but this is more focused on NES.
As a kid who grew up in the 80s and 90s, when I think gaming, one of the first companies that comes to mind is Konami. As one of the staple companies for the NES, they released so many quality titles with a sound that's all too familiar when it hits your ear. A former shell of what they were, nowadays they mainly push pachinko machines and deny their employees from attending award events. But they weren't always this unsavory. And that's what I'm here to talk about, the Konami NES years.
It's really well put together, and he gets a lot of other YouTubers around the same size as him, smaller, bigger YouTubers, to help out in his videos, and you can actually find a lot of other YouTubers that way. I saw Dubious Gaming, I'm pretty sure, is on one of his videos. He's a friend of my friend Super Derek. Another great channel for you guys to check out. It's a great way to find some more channels, is going to these smaller channels and seeing what smaller channels they have been working with.
Also, what's going on with that flashing on the sprite there? I know this happens in a lot of other games, but that's the worst one I've ever seen. Is it having heat stroke? Is he having a hot flash? I think I'm gonna have a seizure. Again, just like the main menu, none of the sprites have faces. And that's fine, because at least in the background, some of them are moving their arms. And they even took the effort to put in some cheerleaders. Who doesn't love basketball cheerleaders? But how is it their arms aren't moving? These jackasses are sitting in the seats looking like they're jerking off, and the cheerleaders can't move?
So make sure you head over to Rewind Mike's channel, and give it a like, comment, and subscribe if you like what you see. Last up, a channel called Milktoons. This channel has some really cool animation, actually. He does a pretty good job at animating himself and other characters and sort of building a story and a cartoon around his reviews. And I can see this going a long way. If he manages to get some more following and he throws himself into it a little bit more, I can see this going far. And right now, as it stands, it's pretty good. I really like what he's been doing, and there's been a couple of videos that stand out for sure. He reviewed a Powerpuff Girls game, and it was fantastic. The actual review, the meat of the review, was really well spoken, really well written, really well informative. It was better than the reviews I do. But he also managed to animate Bubbles, I believe. Bubbles. I forget their names. And he got one of his friends to voice Bubbles, and she did a really good job at voicing it, actually.
This game sucks.
Hey, Alex!
OMG! Bubbles!
You seem sad. What's wrong?
Well, gosh, Bubbles, I love watching you girls on TV, but your games are just not fun.
I know, but hey, maybe this one will be good.
Okay, I'll give it a try. Powerpuff Girls Mojo Jojo A Go-Go for the Game Boy Advance. Wow, so this game is actually not bad. The music in the levels is bumping and exciting. There are 3 levels to choose from to chase down the nefarious Mojo Jojo, who has taken the Chemical X. The way the game plays is a side-scrolling beat-em-up and shooter adventure. You swap between Bubbles, Blossom, and Buttercup, each with their own health bars and collectible power-ups. For instance, Bubbles could pick up a three-way shooter and then swip for Blossom, who hasn't collected any power-ups yet. But when you switch back to Bubbles, she still has a three-way shot. It's a fun system. You don't really look at playing as each girl, you look at playing them as a team. At long last, the Powerpuff Girls actually feel like a team in a video game.
And he's just a ton of great videos like that, ton of great animation, and hey, maybe we can get him to animate some of my videos sometime. Maybe. Okay, so when I put this video together in my mind, I had a goal, and that was to bring you guys some great quality channels around 1,000 subscribers or less. And that does become challenging because I need to find people that produce quality content often. Quality and quantity. I don't want to shout out a channel that has 10 amazing videos but they haven't put one out in 3 months. That sort of explains why they're a smaller channel, because it's all about consistency, and if you don't stay consistent, you're not going to get subs. So I wanted to promote people that are passionate, that do what they do and they do it regularly in the community, and people that support the rest of the community and are a good influence on the community, and having these people rise up and get some more subscribers would just be an absolutely fantastic thing. If someone like Phil or 8-Bit Brody were to get to my level of subscribers and have my level of influence, I would be ecstatic. Those are the people we need in this community. These are the people that have the right mindset. But that's my video, guys, and really, again, I just want to make it clear, the reason why I done this was to say thank you. I've been hitting so many milestones, I've been getting views on my videos, and that's the biggest thing, guys. It's not just I've hit 20,000 subscribers. Yes, you know, I got one video that blew up and now I have all these subs. I've had so many videos do so well. I've had so many videos get views. I have so many people commenting and liking and subscribing and remaining active and staying with me and my channel as return subscribers. And that is the biggest thing for me and the biggest thing for any of us on YouTube. And I can't tell you guys how appreciative I am of every single subscriber, every single Patreon, every single people that like, that comment, every single follower, every single Twitter follower, anything that helps, anyone that shares. I don't get up here and say it enough, so I don't mind running my mouth for way too long to get it all out there. But I'm gonna go. One last time, make sure to check out those channels, like, comment, and subscribe this, and share it so other people can see these amazing channels. And oh damn, I gotta go gym. Catch you guys next time.